your journey to IIM Bangalore. Very keen to know, post-engineering, how did IIM Bangalore come into picture?
So I started working in a company called Honeywell, which is like right opposite to IIM Bangalore. While in that company, I prepared, and that's how I got in. I joined in 2009 in IIM Bangalore.
Did you have to take a loan to get to an IIM?
Yeah, I had to take a loan. It was quite expensive at that time as well. If I remember, it was 15 lakhs.
15 lakhs for 2 years?
Yeah, for 2 years.
And was this education loan your first credit instrument?
No.
Oh, wow. So what was the first one?
So I worked for a few months between engineering and my MBA. And at that point of time, I think like once I joined my first job, I was quite excited to kind of, live independently. And I bought a bike. I spent a lot and I got a credit card. At that time, I think there were a lot of credit cards in the market as well. And I remember I got close to like 3-4 credit cards at that point of time. Suddenly the income stopped. I had to join IIM. I had to take a loan for joining IIM as well. I have spent a few on credit card. I have lent people on credit card. I was finding it difficult to pay back, and that led to, at that point I didn't realize I joined IIM. I said like I'm joining IIM. I'm gonna study there. I just forget about it and I'll pay it when I could. Right. And
let us talk about the time you spent abroad post IIM Bangalore. Where were you and how did you manage your finances there?
So yeah, I was spent 1.5 years in Singapore. I was working in P&G.
So what was your first CTC out of college? Yeah,
I was graduating back in 2011. Yeah, it was somewhere around 80,000 Singapore dollars at that point of time.
So let us talk about the journey back from Singapore to India. Where did you join after coming back to Singapore, from Singapore?
So yeah, I joined a tech startup as one of the early employees. It was a Series A company. It was called Vizuri. I joined, it's a startup in Bangalore. It was in JP Nagar.
Your salary at Vizuri would have been way higher than what average startup salary used to be back then, right?
Yes, yeah.
And then talk about like the need for the first credit instrument after you moved back.
1 year after I moved back, I was getting married, spending a lot for the marriage. Mostly whatever I earned in Singapore, whatever I earned in this company, I was putting into the marriage. And yeah, at the end, I after everything, I thought like I should buy a car also with the marriage. So I thought like maybe for the car, maybe I should take a loan, right? So that's when I was trying to kind of get a loan. So yeah, that's when I discovered like I couldn't get a loan irrespective of my current salary or whatever it is. I had a bad credit score and I couldn't get the loan.
And then this is like very intriguing, right? Because, top 0.1% of Indians will go to an IIM. You've worked abroad and still not having the right credit score could limit your chances of accessing the right financial instruments. So like what do you, with the knowledge you have today, if you were to go back and make some changes in, how you managed your credit back in IIM, what would change basis what you know today?
Although like I delayed payments on my credit card, I paid them. So when I was in IIM Bangalore itself, I thought like my credit score would be settled. It's been 2-3 years, right? But I later realized like you actually have to put an effort to build your credit score, right? Then I was asking the bank only like, now you won't give me loan. When will you ever give me loan? Like for last 2 years, my score is clean. I haven't done anything, and you can check I'm earning well now. What is the point? So they said like you need to get a credit card or you need to take a secured loan or something of that sort where there's a guarantee you will repay, and you need to show consistent repayment of it so that we could believe you are worthy of. You have that discipline to kind of repay. So it took me 2 years from there to kind of do that. Definitely if I had known this, I could have done that much earlier. That is one thing I could have done better. Obviously, first thing is like never do late payments on your credit card. But knowing how it works could have helped to kind of, probably in both ways. First, not allowing it to go down, and second is even it went down, I could have got up much faster if I had known how the system works, how it works and why it works the way it works.
Yeah, but you touch upon a very interesting point, because there is this very common myth in the ecosystem that not having any credit instrument is best for your credit health, which is actually not true.
Yes.
Where having no credit history at all makes it even tougher. Any points of view?
Yeah, like that's also true. Like your credit score, so it has to build as well, right? Like if you don't have any credit history, and then let's say you are trying to take a big instrument like a home loan or something of that sort, I think like it's going to make it difficult. As I said, the whole point of the credit score is to see whether you are trustworthy and whether you will make your payments back on time.
Then you spend time improving your credit score, and once when did you know that? Were you in that period actively checking your credit score?
Yeah.
And talk about that journey. Yeah.
So then I kind of know my credit score is bad. Marriage happened. I bought the car through some means. Then I when I got time, I downloaded the CIBIL report at that point, and then you download the history. You kind of see like the timelines as well, like when what happened and what led to some problems. So once again, there is like some of things I saw. I have completed my repayment. It was not fully reflecting in this thing, especially I think with HSBC Bank at that point of time. So then I have to follow up with the bank. I have to ask them, hey, I have settled everything. Nothing is there. Why it is still showing as outstanding in my CIBIL report? So I had to do that. Then once I kind of did that, then I got a personal banker by then. So I was asking him. He was the one who was trying to get the loan for me, and he couldn't, right? So I was asking him what to do, how to increase from here. So then he kind of connected to some folks from the bank, and they kind of suggested like you have to show 25 months consistent history by taking a small loan or a credit card and show that you can repay. So yeah, that's when I got a credit card again, and I've been with that credit card since then. I obviously upgraded the card. But then I've been with that card since then, and it took a fair amount of time for the credit score to kind of come back.
Been talking to a lot of users, especially younger users, where we have seen this bureau not reflecting the actual repayments made, settlements not coming through, becoming some sort of a challenge, which definitely needs to get fixed, and it can be fixed. You can actually, the bureau with the proofs of your repayment, and they are expected to reply. They're supposed to reply within 30 days, and generally an email or a communication typically tends to solve it. But even that know-how is currently not very readily prevalent. Did you take any other loans after your credit score improved, and did that, that journey was very different once you had a better score?
I took a loan like almost like 7-8 years later. So which is like just 3-4 years back. So now when I applied for the home loan, it was a breeze this time. So
when I took my home loan, and the amount was not pretty huge. In fact, the amount could be paid with my 3-4 months of salary at that time when I was working at Meesho. And what I was totally taken aback by was that the bank, HDFC Bank, did not care the amount of fixed deposits I had with them or the portfolio I had with them. What they cared about when it came to the interest rate that I'll be paying was what my credit score was. So if I was below 800, there will be a much higher number that I have to pay versus if I'm above 800. Correct. And that was shocking.
Yeah, I think like credit score is used objectively. It's not like subjective, like that's one of the variable and say like, hey, you have a 50 lakh in your FD, so it doesn't matter, and all those things. I think it's in deciding to approve a loan or not, it's objectively used, I believe, and yeah, that's hence the importance of it.
Do you recall what your credit score today is? I know you don't check it as frequently.
Yeah, it's 800 plus.
Yeah, 800 I think is that golden number beyond which your access to a lot of financial instruments gets solved very significantly. Yeah, prevalence of credit score today is pretty high. And what do you think of this as an instrument?
Knowing your credit health is as important as your physical health. So you do regular checkups every year or every few months to know like how is your blood sugar levels, how is your heart is functioning. I think when it comes to financial health, which is as important as everything, credit score is one of those key metrics which you better watch out for, know how to manage it, and yeah, it helps you to kind of achieve your goals faster and also in a more effective way.
Thanks, Prasanna. It was a pleasure having you and understanding how you have understood the credit journey, your credit journey, and learning from it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, and yeah, I had a good time reminiscing some of my old memories.